The meeting is being recorded and will be made available for viewing on the RDKB website. In the spirit of respect, truth, and reconciliation, we honor and thank the Indigenous peoples on whose traditional unceded lands we operate. Can I get a consideration of the agenda, please, and get a motion? And a seconder for that, please.
Second. Chair Morrell?
Yes.
I would only ask that I would like to do an official thank you to a group of people as part of the agenda. If I could do it sooner than later, is that okay?
So you want to put it in at the...
Right now.
You don't want
right
to
now is good.
You don't want to wait till new business. Okay. Go ahead, Allie.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's just really, really important to acknowledge the fire departments of Fruitvale, Montrose, and Trail for their swift action with the fire we had at the Fruitvale Elementary School. Their performance, along with School District 20, was nothing short of amazing. So I just wanted a recorded and official thank you and recognition for the superb work done by all. Thank you.
Thanks, Allie. And yeah, I'm glad to hear that it was a successful outcome in the end, and that there was no injuries. Hopefully the school is back in operation, and maybe not the gymnasium, but the rest.
Yeah, they missed Monday of school. They were back in school yesterday, and a bunch of them were at the Beaver Valley Arena using our 4 climate-controlled pickleball courts this morning.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you, Andy.
All right. Okay. Can I get any opposed to that motion to support the agenda? Don't think so. The draft minutes from the May 26, 2025 Board of Directors meeting be approved as circulated.
Move approval.
Thank you. Seconder, please.
Second, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon. Any opposed?
Sorry, questions. I'm not online though. Can they hear through us here? Or?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I wasn't in attendance on the 26th of May.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure I was in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Yeah, that was before. I asked for it. That's correct. All gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take you out. Thank you.
What's your question?
Thank you.
I already reread it. A couple recommendations for ongoing.
We're happy to check
Okay. Can I get everybody back? The consent agenda. Would like folks anything removed from the consent agenda?
Yes, I'd like that.
Please. Yes, Chair Morrell. Ali would like item from 5B, the letter from BC Parks, operating hours removed, please, for discussion.
Okay, and Sharon, I think I heard you.
Yes, I would like from 5B, the letter from Fortis removed for discussion as well.
From Fortis, okay.
Sorry, from MLA Wilson regarding Fortis.
Right, great. Okay, anybody else? Okay, go ahead, Allie.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I remain frustrated dealing with this ministry, as well as frustration with dealing with many ministries. I've had several conversations with MLA Morissette, and he was certainly a participant from the other side, knowing how difficult it is sometimes to deal with ministries. We met with this ministry on the same issue at UBCM last year. I will be requesting we meet with them again. There's a number of comments in the last emails that they have sent to us. They provide no data to support their comments. I want to know what percentage of return they expect for operating costs. And they don't have any specifics of the risks of the boat launch at Beaver Creek Park used in the wintertime. The operating agreements, according to MLA Morissette, have not been updated in over 10 years. And when he had a chance to speak to Tamara, the minister, she was the one who pointed that out to them. It's the operating agreements that we need to focus on for updates, and she herself identified that as the main concern, which I probably do agree with. I'm, puzzled over comments like ice mitigation on the Columbia River. They talk about break-ins and site damage to park. We have specifically in writing asked for data on that because that would be a concern for us as well. We've asked for the data so we can see how we can help respond to those. We have not received any responses to those. We are in communication with the newest person, Bree, because Kevin, the previous person, has moved on. So we are working with Bree to set up a meeting date. I don't expect any changes to come of a meeting with Bree because I don't think she's in a position to make the changes we need. However, we will move forward with that meeting as a necessary step before I move it back to our MLA and request another meeting with Jim Standen at UBCM. Thank you.
Thank you, Ally. Sharon.
Thank you, Chair Morrell. I hope everybody took the time to read this letter from MLA Wilson. One thing that really concerns me is the vulnerable citizens asked to self-register. With the lack of communication, I'm talking broadband and internet connectivity, a lot of most vulnerable people in the West Boundary live outside of cell service. So they're on landlines. They may not be online with the internet. I'm concerned, as well as echoing the concerns of our emergency services manager about the timeline. This just does not give us time to get ready for this sort of big change in our electrical supply. And I was thinking about on the drive over, and that's why I asked to pull the letter, that I remember at the board meeting stating that there was no policy when the delegation came. Just to randomly turn off, there should be a policy. It's all speaking to wildfire and heat domes and sustained wind speeds. But what about in the winter? Are those sustained wind speeds still going to shut that power off when it's minus 20? I think I'd like an answer to that question too. So thank you to MLA Wilson for this letter, and hopefully Mark Stevens can let us know if there's been any questions addressing wintertime power shut off. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm expecting that once more details come out shortly from Fortis, and through BCUC, that our emergency manager, Mark Stevens, will be providing another report and update at some point. So I guess we'll all be waiting to hear where that comes. All right. Anybody else have anything there? Comment, question? Great, we'll move on. Item 5C, the RDKB Recreation Commission minutes, nothing there. Committee meeting minutes, nothing there.
Motion to receive the balance.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any opposed to that? I don't think so. Presentation of the board, there's none today. No delegations. Applicants and persons attending to speak to agenda items. I don't believe there's anybody online. James, is anybody that wishes to speak to any item on the agenda today?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody in the public gallery requesting or indicating to speak.
We should just ask
Thank you.
them.
Sorry, what was that?
Through the chair, just wondering if Mr. Van Vliet is online or a representative for him. Okay, don't hear anyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any unfinished business?
Chair Morrell,
Yes,
could I speak to 9A, please?
most certainly. So should I read? I'll read the staff report, or ask for a staff report.
At my backyard.
That's a bylaw contravention notice entitled 3117 East Lake Road, Christina Lake. Brian Champlin, manager of Building Inspection Service. Is Brian online today?
No, Andy's not here today. Be myself speaking. report if there's questions.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Grace, if you'd like to speak or have a question.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Morrell. I would like to suggest that we not only put this on this as a contravention as recommended against the property, but I would like to ask the building department to please fine these people. They have gone on and on and on and on and pretty much have rebuilt a lot of that house and didn't stop when they were supposed to stop. And so I wish this to be a very strong message. And we want that on title like ASAP, because if anybody tries to sell a piece of property, that needs to be on title before that ever happens. So I am suggesting that we use the recommendation, yes, but add to that recommendation that the board of directors wishes to also have bylaw fine these fine folks for contravention and put notice on title. I'll make
Okay.
that.
I would ask for some guidance there. Anitra, I'm assuming that anything to do with fining, we go back to bylaw. Is that correct?
I see the WCAO has his hand up. Yeah, through the chair, I think the most expeditious thing to do is, as Director McGregor said, file a notice on title immediately. As Manager Champlin's report says, this has been going on for quite some time. And I don't know that there's any resolution in the short term. But maybe I'll let Deputy CAO take over because he had his hand raised.
Sure, thank you. Through the chair, yeah, and we can certainly take, look at those actions as well in terms of the financial penalty. We've got that capacity in our bylaw, notice enforcement bylaw. So I'll take that direction back and have further discussion with Brian about how we also do that while looking at the notice on title, if that's supported today.
Thank you. I will read the motion that the Regional District Kootenay Boundary Board of Directors direct their corporate officer to file a notice in the Land Title Office pursuant to Section 302 of the Local Government Act and Section 57 of the Community Charter against the property legally described as Lot 3, District Lot 3036S, Similkameen Division, Yale District Plan 1919. Can I get a motion to do that?
Chair Morrell, I'd like an addition to that recommendation, please, that says the regional district is to look into fining.
Okay, any issue with that being added at this point, or should that be a separate motion? Go ahead, Anitra.
Yeah, through the chair. No, I would suggest, just for the purpose of wordsmithing, that we could say further that the board of directors directs bylaw enforcement staff to explore levying a fine on the property owners. So
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I get, so that motion, Grace, you've passed that motion with the amendment, and can I get a seconder to that, please?
Linda?
Thanks, Linda. Any opposed? Carried. Thank you. Committee recommendations to the Board of Directors referred by respective committees. None today. Renaming of the Hardy Mountain Doukhobor Village for discussion. Who would like to open with this one?
I would, Chair Morrell, please.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
I would like to make a motion that we rename Hardy Mountain Doukhobor Village to McCordoff Doukhobor Village, please.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion or questions on this one?
Chair Morrell, if I may,
Yes,
it's Linda. Yeah, just
Linda.
I would like to hear, not that I'm not in favor, which I am, if the directors want to, but I'd just like to know some history on this, if I could.
Staff, want to chime in here?
I'm happy to, but I think our director here for Area D will probably add the reasons behind the renaming.
Thank you. Through the chair.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Linda. Okay.
months ago, I was approached by Christopher Stevenson, who is the chair of the museum board, the Boundary Museum. And he was suggesting a renaming. I think I had Christopher reach out to the McCordoff family, and they were enthusiastic about the idea. So on the 27th of May, a whole bunch of things came together. We had about 30 people in attendance, myself, Mayor Baker, JJ Berrigan, and we held a renaming ceremony there. There was a new sign that was unveiled, and it was a lovely day, and it could not have gone better. The house was then open to any members of the public that were there. It was just a thoroughly pleasant and happy event.
Linda, go ahead.
Yes, if I may. Thank you very much for the explanation. I'm always curious when it comes to historical places, when a renaming is done and what the reason is. And that sounds like it was a wonderful ceremony, and congratulations to everybody who was involved and the McCordoff family. Thanks, Linda Kay.
Thank you. I have more information if you'd like me to email you. There is a lovely press release done by the McCordoff family.
Through the chair, if I may request that she do that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. You can share that with the board of directors, probably it'd be best, Linda Kay.
Sure.
Everybody gets it. Okay.
Chair Morrell,
Yes.
may I just add one thing?
Yes, well, certainly.
Through the chair, because of the renaming, staff will need to revise some of our bylaws to reflect that renaming. Also, I believe that Hardy Mountain Doukhobor Village was on the National Historic Site, so we will contact them to make sure that the name reflects that change.
Great. Thank you, Anitra.
Thank you, Anitra.
Any opposed to that motion? Good. Passes. Grants and aid. Participants, this is a weighted vote.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. That was Ally and Grace.
Yep, thank you.
Any opposed? Bylaws, none. Late emergent items, the Community Works Fund application, the Village of Montrose Spray Park.
Motion to approve.
Okay. So I should probably go through the motion here. The Regional
Sure.
District Kootenai Boundary Board of Directors approves the Community Works gas tax application submitted by the Village of Montrose and the allocation of the Community Works Fund gas tax funding for $100,000 from electoral area A for the costs associated with the Montrose Spray Park revitalization, knowing the project meets the following UBCM criteria. Board of Council has identified the project as a regional or municipality priority within a long-term capital investment project, and 2, the board or council has not prioritized a third-party project over a local government-owned priority project. Further, the board approves the RDKB authorized signatories to sign and enter into the agreement. So that was Ally made the motion. Mike seconded. Okay. Any questions?
I'll just speak to it for a moment. Just Area A was very happy to provide this contribution to a well-used sub-regional service here for the Beaver Valley. Montrose is moving forward already with some wonderful improvements, including, was it a site sensory addition to the spray park as well, including shade, but just Mike briefly what the improvements are, and I'm happy to provide this.
Yeah, we're doing about $160,000 improvements to the spray park. And if you can remember way back when we had the Beaver Valley pool, when it collapsed, at that time we decided to we got the insurance money to put in the spray park, and that's been quite a few years since, I think about 98. And it needed some upgrades. We're putting new heads in, more shades for the people that sit around, more benches. And everyone in the valley and even Greater Trail come up because now we got covered area for if they want to have a birthday party there and the spray park's there, and we're the first one to have it. So I'd like to thank Area A for, contributing to that $100,000, and we can do a lot with it. And it's for everybody, not just for Montrose people. It's for everyone in the whole Greater Trail. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Yes, wonderful improvements by the sound of it. We'll have to have a grand opening.
Yes, definitely.
When that's done. Is that project going ahead this year, Mike, or will that be?
It's already started. We thought we'd have it done by June 7th, but of course, when you go to get parts from different places, it's hard to get. Like right now, they said, "Oh yeah, we'll have them there," but we haven't got them yet. So we're hoping for July. Okay, good to hear. Nice. All righty. Any opposed to that motion? You wouldn't think so. Item 13B, the community funds application for Blackjack Ski Club Society areas A and B. That the Regional District Kootenay Boundary Board of Directors approves the Community Works Gas Tax application submitted by the Blackjack Ski Club Society and the allocation of Community Works funds funding for $50,000 from Electoral Area A and $75,000 from Electoral Area B, Lower Columbia, Old Glory, for the costs associated with the expansion of trailhead facilities, noting that the project meets the following UBCM criteria. The board has identified the project's regional municipal priority with a long-term capital investment project. The Board of Council has not prioritized the third-party project over a local government-owned priority project, and further, the board approves the RDKB authorized signatories to sign and enter into the agreement.
I would like to make that motion, the chair, please. I'd like to speak shortly to it.
Great. Seconder, please.
Ally.
Thanks, Ally. Go ahead, Linda.
Thank you, and thank you to Ally as well. We collaborate when we can on different projects, and it's for the betterment of everybody in the whole region and beyond. So this project is Blackjack Ski Club. I've been supporting since I came on as director, and a lot of related things that go on out there, and I think they do a wonderful job, and they've been trying to make massive improvements out there. They host international competitions, and all this goes toward allowing them to host those international different competitions that require upgrading and better equipment and better areas to be in. So I'd like to thank them for doing this work, and just say that it will continue on with support from Area B, and thanks again everyone who's involved in this.
Chair Morrell?
Go ahead, Ally.
Yeah, and I believe maybe Andy, you might help, or Linda, with this one too, but I believe this new build is going to be a key feature for the Winter Games coming up, which certainly was one of the main reasons that I jumped in on this one too. And Blackjack is a fantastic facility, as Linda mentioned.
Thank you. And yes, I can speak to the project a bit. We had a meeting at Blackjack. There was a meeting recently of the Winter Games Volunteer Committee and a number of managers that are taking on different roles with the Winter Games in Trail a week ago, and a little over a week ago. The news that Blackjack was successful in a substantial provincial government grant to support the construction of a brand new trailhead shelter clubhouse, a $1.7 million project, and there has been fundraising going on for 2 years now, and thanks to the contributions from both Area A and Area B, this project is going to go ahead, and the plan is to hopefully have it serviceable and usable by the February 2026 and the successful towards the successful the 2026 BC Winter Games, which is very exciting and going to support other communities over here with lots of people visiting from all over British Columbia. So Blackjack is extremely excited and thankful for the support that it's been given to make this dream a reality. So we're excited to see this project go ahead. Go ahead, Ally.
So, sorry, I had already moved on to item 14. I was trigger happy there, sorry.
Okay. Any opposed to this Great, thank you. Item 14, discussion of items for future meetings.
That me?
Ali, that's you.
Yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I'm just not quite sure where to place this, but through the chair, maybe to Anitra, following up on my comments under item 5 regarding meetings with ministers. And as mentioned earlier, we met with Jim Stanton, AD for Parks last fall. I am officially requesting now, or through another committee, I'm not sure, a meeting with the Minister of Parks, and not the AD, at UBCM this year. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there, Anitra, but do I go through education and advocacy, or what should I do here?
Yeah, so education and advocacy will be meeting tomorrow. And I did put out a call for UBCM advocacy issues to the board. Thank you to those of you who got them in. Things are a little bit different as was started last year. Now the ministry requires us to prioritize our meetings because you have 172 local governments all vying for meetings. So, you know, we may not get all of our asks. We can certainly try, but we do need to prioritize. So we do have a list that will be discussed tomorrow at Education and Advocacy at 3 o'clock. It is an online meeting. Staff will be in the boardroom. So if any board members want to, or committee members want to join us there, you're welcome to. And so what we'll do is prioritize there, but then I'll put something out to the board, probably as a special voting regulation, because I need to get these in quickly. The deadline is coming up very quickly. So just confirming that everyone agrees with the items and with the priority list. So that definitely is on the list, Ali. Thank you for that.
Okay, and I will be in person in there tomorrow because I got meetings before and after that in Trail, so I will be there in person. And if this doesn't make the list of priorities through the board, I'll understand whatever the board accepts, but I might go through Steve Morsette's office at some point too to have a meeting with the minister outside of UBCM, which might be more impactful anyway, which is always an option for any of us. So thank you.
Great. Thanks, Ali. Okay. So yeah, we're going to see those folks tomorrow, either online or in person. Members of the public and media should be given the opportunity to ask questions to the board. So as I mentioned earlier, it didn't sound, James, like there's anybody there that is online or in person.
No, not seeing anybody on the list asking to speak.
Okay. Wondered if anybody wanted to comment on their experience at FCM this year. A number of folks were in attendance. Everett, you posted lots of photos too, so.
I have, I can make a couple comments. One of the last things I attended, and maybe it's freshest in my memory, was on AI and how to be AI ready. And after attending that session, I think we all know we're probably a long, long ways off from being AI ready. And I, just a question through Anitra, but I think we have a data management policy. But I think that you also need a governance policy in place before you jump into any AI software on the governance and regulations around how you're going to use all that information. It was pretty overwhelming session. Just, the whole AI thing can be really good or it can be really bad, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done before we're ready. That's my takeaway. I also attended early on a session on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which I think that's been renamed, I'm not sure, to anti-racism, equity, and inclusion. I think that's the latest terminology there. That was a good session I attended. I don't know. I did attend a lot of good ones. I'll leave it to someone else now to chime in. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Everett, did you want to comment? Oh, who else?
Go ahead. Director Jerry had his hand up before I did, so.
Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
Sorry, I'm not online here. Thanks, Chair Morrell. I appreciate the opportunity to attend to the RDKB this year. And a couple highlights for me were I did the same AI as Ali did. There was a great Fire Smart session, and we had an opportunity to visit the Parliament, and we had a meeting with the shadow ministers to discuss infrastructure and building permit concerns. Very informative, and I think could possibly be successful. Thank you.
Great. Jerry, you had a great story about your travels too. Maybe at some point you need to share that with the board, maybe in person.
And then go over a drink.
Yeah, it was epic.
So I'll chip in.
Go ahead.
Chair, it's Everett.
Yes, go ahead, Everett.
It was tremendous. I had a really good week. I go with these things to attempt to get in front of federal ministers to remind them that Grand Forks is alive and well and kicking in the boundary in rural BC. And the opportunity did present myself a number of occasions, and at that time I take advantage of them. But I did, I do want to thank Helena for her hospitality, our new MP, which was great. But it was a really good opportunity. I got before the finance minister, the new minister of housing, Robinson, and senators and things, which is what I love to do. So it was good. I these are always just moments in time, but anything that I can do to help the brand of Grand Forks, I'm happy to do it. And but one thing I did have an opportunity was to sit down with people from Winnipeg and Manitoba, and I think, Chair, for public reasons, I want to say my thoughts are with those that are fires right now, not only in the north of us, but on our surrounding neighborhood provinces. To watch mayors and chairs and First Nations peoples try to come to grip with something that we are familiar with here on the boundary, and try to help them understand and to see some at the end of all this. And and my thoughts are with them. Any of the little problems that we have today really don't reflect when you think about the massive fires that are raging through the provinces. So I will say that one of the highlights was to sit and visit with these individuals that are right in the middle of it right now, and as they, as we all do as mayors and our role to sign evacuation orders, which is a very tough thing to do. You're telling someone to leave their home, and they may not be able to come back. So my thoughts are with them today. But it was a good conference. I really enjoyed the time that I get to do that, and so it's good. So thank you.
Thanks,
Sharon?
Yes, go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah,
your first opportunity, right? Or did you go to Calgary?
First time in Ottawa. Absolutely loved it.
Oh.
Again, enjoyed sitting in a question period and meeting our MP, getting the tour, seeing some of the sites, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and taking a river tour where you can see the back of the Parliament buildings where the original library still stands. But as far as work goes, the plenary on the future of rural Canada was very interesting. They kind of looked at some stuff through a rural lens there. I believe I sent the report out to the board. It's 94 pages, and it's pretty dry reading, but it addresses a lot of the things of rural residents nationwide. And I did notice on page 51, it said that in 2023, $4 billion was put aside for housing, and they haven't announced an organization to distribute those funds yet. So if you know anybody in BC, there was some. Okay. And also, I went to the A.X experimental farm out there, and they do a lot of things other than farming. They're testing drones and lights. There was an autonomous car there, and they get a lot of corporate funding as well as government funding. It was really interesting. So if anybody's ever in Ottawa, I highly recommend that one too. Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. Ali, you got your hand up again?
Yeah, sorry, I think it would be wrong for me not to shout out to our new MP. You know, we're in a new area, as everybody knows, and so Rob Morrison's staff was more than accommodating on my, what seemed like daily requests to include a group of people in meeting with him at Parliament, a small tour of West Block, and an invitation up to the gallery as well to observe the antics at during the session. My granddaughter came with us as well, and I was pretty impressed how attentive she was and her observations and comments over the behavior of a couple of individuals that she noticed as well. But Morrison's office was more than accommodating in a number of things for us as well. So shout out to his office and staff.
Thanks, Ali. Yeah, and a few highlights that I want to mention that certainly resonated with me. The rural report and the emphasis on rural Canada, I think, was a real highlight. FCM seems to recognize finally, maybe, that rural Canada matters, and some excellent statistics and numbers are available in that report. So I do encourage us all to read that. I'm 3/4 of the way through it. The last presentation of the closing presentation, I guess you'd call it, of the conference was the owner of Abacus. And for those that weren't able to be there to the very end, I highly recommend you access the slide presentation. Excellent presentation, giving us not only the facts, figures, and opinions of the result of the federal election, but also what it means for municipal leaders, all municipal and regional leaders all across the country. So with some very timely suggestions for how we should be leading for the next while, for sure, in the consideration of where we're at these days, and all the challenges we are experiencing. The parliamentary tour was excellent. Thanks, Ali, for putting all that together. Really appreciate that opportunity. It's the first time I've been to Parliament. I've seen it from afar, but never been in the door. And that was, to me, it was certainly a highlight as well. Again, thanks to Rob Morrison for accommodating us. It's quite the routine just to get in there. So really appreciate that opportunity. And of course, a big part for me was connecting with lots of fellow mayors, directors, and councillors from all across Canada. The conversations that just pop up in just shaking a hand or greeting someone always amaze me. You know, I know I had the opportunity to probably sit at the gala dinner with Sharon and Jerry, but I know I hope they weren't offended. But I tend to good. I tend to like to circulate in the room and find somebody that I don't know and sit and have incredible conversations whenever that opportunity arises. So again, it was great to share that experience with fellow directors here, and I look forward to Edmonton next year. And they were pumping Edmonton up pretty good. Not only the hockey game later today, the first of the Stanley Cup final, but also they're already pushing for Edmonton in the Cup again next year, 2026. And you can imagine what it would be like in Edmonton right now. So FCM will be hosted in that city next year. Okay, thank you for the opportunity for everybody to reflect on their experience in Ottawa. I really appreciated having some compatriots there. So it was great to see the faces and chat with folks. Okay, anything else? If not, I'm going to ask for an adjournment. No. So and there's no in-camera meeting today. So the adjournment, Linda Worley put her hand up, and seconder.
Seconder, and just closing comments. Go Oilers.
Yay. Go Oilers. Yeah, for sure. Thank you all. Have a great afternoon. Rest of it.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, staff.
Bye-bye.
Bye.